everyone. I'm Hugh Jackman. It is New Year's Eve. Welcome to the Norton Show. It's really happening. We've got a great sofa of guests to ease you towards the midnight celebrations. By the way, if you are planning to have a fireworks demonstration tonight, please remember, never return to a lit one, as it can backfire on you, like a, I don't know, like a snap election. That was fun. Oh, I wonder if Theresa May got what she wanted for Christmas. Hindsight. I do hope at home you've got a drink in hand, not so much to toast in the new year, more to help you forget the old one. Yeah. 2017, ladies and gentlemen, what a year. In China, it was the year of the monkey. Yeah. In America, year of the cock. Wasn't the only American in the news this year. No, in November, an American won the lottery. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Stupid acting. Yes. In the UK, Theresa May started the Brexit process by triggering Article 50, or as it's now called, Article 50 billion. This was then Davis in August, insisting the UK will not give the EU a blank cheque, and here he is in September, giving them a blank cheque. This year, Tim Farron resigned as Lib Dem leader because of his Christian views on gay sex. To be fair to Tim, he did a very Christian thing when he resigned. He gave up a seat to an elderly person. Yeah. Oh, Vince, look at him. Already talk of Vince Cable being replaced. Mind you, it can't be the first time he's heard the words, "Do you think you'll survive the winter?" Let's get some guests on! Later we'll be meeting Dr. Foster star Saran Jones will be here. And we'll be chatting to one of our greatest actors, Gary Oldman. Plus, we'll be seeing out the year with a great musical performance by the leading ladies. They'll be performing one night only. But first, three hot stars from the new musical extravaganza, The Greatest Showman. Starting with the all-singing, all-dancing, Mr. Zac Efron. Yeah! They thought I was lying. They thought it was not Zac Efron. She's one of Hollywood's most influential young stars. It's Zendaya. So sparkly. Hello, you're very welcome. Let's see besides Zac there. And he's not only the greatest showman, he's one of our all-time favorite guests. It is Mr. Hugh Jackman. Lovely to see you all. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Come on.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for joining us on this special evening.
This is some Australian. I will be vomiting in 30 minutes.
Did you all have a nice Christmas?
The best.
Yeah.
I don't know where to begin.
Zach, I don't want to pry.
You gave me-
What was your best present, Zach? What was your best present? This is a good game, isn't it? Good game.
I still have yet to get it for myself.
Okay.
But Zach gave me a car. A car.
Oh, that's so nice.
The Bugatti. It was amazing. Thank you.
How did you like it?
I just loved it. The colour, not so much, but, you know.
Yeah. Listen, we should say, Hugh Jackman, this year, this festive season, you can enjoy yourself. You can pull the old ripcord because you never have to be Wolverine again.
That's it. 17 years of being on a diet.
You never need to look like... No, but having said that, like, won't you miss looking like that?
Now, yes. No, like people say to me, how do I get ripped? How do I get like that? And I'm like, man, really? It's too much effort for what it's worth. Like, it takes a lot. It's a lot of dedication, a lot of time, a lot of pain, a lot of steamed chicken, and not much fun. Like life, don't do it. It's not worth it.
No, yeah, it sucks, man.
Yeah, look, you can look 7.5 out of 10 and be so much happier. My wife is like, enough. Your job as my husband is to look like crap. That is your job.
Now, Zendaya, here's the thing. How old were you when you kind of started working professionally in the business?
I think I was 13 when I got my first Disney Channel gig.
Yeah, and now you're in your early 20s now.
Yeah.
Was that your show? Your first?
Yeah,
gig?
that was my first thing.
Casey
That
Undercover?
no,
Really?
it was Shake It Up. That was my first Disney show, and that was 13 years old.
Wow.
And
Wow,
it hasn't stopped.
Is that younger than you, Zach, or you were younger than that?
I was, man, you were 13 on Disney
I was
Channel?
13 on Disney.
No, when I was 13, I think I was auditioning for my first play, like local community theater. My parents tricked me into auditioning for my first play. Told me we were going to Toys R Us.
Really? Yeah. And we've got a picture of you now. How old are you here?
I had to be like 13.
Is your hair crimped?
Yeah, it is.
How do you kind of put it in an elastic band before you go to bed? How do you make your hair like that?
I went to a performing arts school and I lied about my age. I said I was in high school and I wasn't. There were a lot of older girls there that were just fun to hang out with, and they did that to me.
You were like their doll.
Yeah, I guess I was.
We've got a picture of the young Hugh Jackman. Can you see the boy who really wants to perform?
Oh no.
You were stunned on it.
You're like totally focused on the camera. Team, what team?
The opposition were terrified. Intimidated.
Wow.
Hey, the big movie you're here to tell us about is The Greatest Showman. It's showing everywhere now, and it really is a festive treat. It's a big musical extravaganza telling the story of P.T. Barnum, who sort of originated what we think of as a circus. So before we talk about it, here's a taste of what to expect.
This is the life I promised you. Not even close.
But I have everything I want.
Girls, I think I've had an idea. I'm putting together a show. It's a place where people can see things they've never seen before.
Who's that?
And what is your act?
I don't have an act.
Everyone's got an act.
So tell me, do you want to go? Where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, it's singing over you. No one ever made a difference by being like everyone else.
And it's one of those things where you were like the part and it's such a great fit. You seem to love being the showman.
I was 7.5 years ago approached by, yes, I do. And I showed you a shot of me playing soccer when I was. I I do kind of love it. I'm a ham. I'm a ham from way back, and somehow I feel really comfortable on a stage. I always have, and I was involved from the very beginning. So if I'm not good in this part, I literally will never be good again, because it was a dream for me, for all of us. Well, Zach's done it 4 times before, but to be in a movie musical is a dream, and it doesn't come along all that often. And so we spent 7 years. We wanted to do something original music, and I think the music is phenomenal. And we wanted to tell the story of the guy who pretty much invented show business. So this was it.
And I love how that story about that you were so gung-ho. Was it the first read-through where you couldn't help yourself?
It was... It was the final read-through. So we did 4 workshops over 4 years. So the final read-through, there were about 80 people, and every single one of them with a checkbook in there. Like, so it was, will this or will it not happen based on this one performance? We had an 8-piece orchestra. We had everyone there performing. And the day before, I had a skin cancer operation. So I've had 3 or 4 of them. And I had to get it done. So I had 80 stitches in my nose. And I plastered up and said, great, I'm back to rehearsal. I'm going to sing tomorrow. And he goes, the doctor's like, no, you can't sing tomorrow. Because the stitches may come apart. And I said, you don't understand. This is our make or break. I've got to sing. And he goes, you can't sing tomorrow. So I went in, made the announcement to everyone that I couldn't sing, and someone was there to sing the songs for me. But when it came to From Now On, which is the last number, I was just so taken up by the moment. I thought, I'll sing the first line. So I sang the first line, I sang the second line, I sang the third line, and then I was singing. With the soccer ball right there. So I finished the song. I mean, it was a pretty good showbiz moment, and everyone seemed to be happy, and I was like, great, and I felt this trickle, and I went, uh-oh. I went to the blade, and I went back to the doctor and had to have a bunch of those stitches redone. But worth it. The show must go on.
Yes, he is the greatest. So you're P.D. Barnum.
Yep.
And Zendaya?
I'm Ann Wheeler. I'm a trapeze artist who falls in love with this guy.
Yeah. I sort of play a made-up character, Philip.
Same.
Philip Carlisle, and I'm like a writer, struggling, sort of very depressed, but successful, and has a lot of money. That P.T. Barnum convinces me to come with him and sort of help him on his journey to show business.
I want his money.
And Zendaya, is it this that you being bendy and doing the trapeze thing? Was there a moment when I think you overexerted yourself? Was it in front of Hugh?
Okay, see, here's what happened. Let me just clear the air literally. So here's the story. people.
Literally.
All right?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to name the person because that's embarrassing, okay? The point is we were doing a stunt in front of Hugh Jackman. Now, I have very few scenes with Hugh Jackman, and I was very nervous. It was not you.
It was not you.
To clear the air. And I was on my A game because this is Hugh Jackman, and I do not want to mess up. So we're doing this thing where I'm basically up in the air, and I spin down, and I get caught, and I heard a fart. Now wait.
We all heard the fart.
Now, as a professional, I was going to carry on. It was not me. I just want to clarify right here, right now, it was not me. So they're laughing. The other person, okay, is laughing, and Hugh is laughing. I'm like, okay, are we just going to like pretend like it didn't happen? Or are we going to like laugh about it? And what happened was the person who was a grown man blamed it on me.
Yeah.
So Hugh thought that I farted. But the crazy thing, I would never do that.
No one thought that was a you. No one.
Listen, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
If I ever farted in front of you,
Yeah.
it would definitely be silent but deadly. I would never audibly. You know what I'm saying? I'm a lady. I'm a lady.
And tell me this, Zach, in terms of dancing and showman, I know that Michael Jackson was a real hero of yours. And
Yeah,
now
all of
so now did you meet him or you didn't meet him? There was
No, I never. No, I talked to him on the phone.
yeah. So
Spoke with
how
him.
did that happen?
How did it happen? I was in Paris, and I was with Kenny Ortega. We were promoting High School Musical 3, I want to say it was. So it was probably 21 at the time. And we were at dinner, and somehow I was at the head of the table, and Kenny was on the other side of the table, our director, Kenny Ortega. And his phone rang, and I remember I got this look like, you want this phone call? And I was like, okay. So I came over and I was like, what's going on? He goes, it's Michael Jackson. I'm like, what? And he hands me the phone. And I was like, hello? And I heard, hi, who's this? And I was like, this is Zac Efron. I'm a massive fan, and I'm an actor, and you're like my hero, and I didn't know what to say. I was like I was just at a loss for words and rambling on. And then he said, that's really nice. Can you hand the phone back to Kenny? So I did. And I was freaking out. Like, I just talked to Michael Jackson. He's my hero. I was tripping. And I sat back down, just a little dizzy. And then all of a sudden, the phone rang again. And Kenny answered, and I saw him kind of confused across the table. And he like looked at me again. He's like, you want to get the phone? And I was like, okay. And he hands the phone to me. He goes, it's Michael Jackson again. And I was like, what? Okay. And I picked up the phone. I was like, hello? And he goes, oh, this is Zac from High School Musical? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, I love what you do. I'm a huge fan. I love what you do. And I lost it. I lost my balance. I think I fell over into the wall. I was like, do you know who I am? And I just started crying. I was a mess. Like, literally, I was just making a fool out of myself. I like slid down to the floor pathetically and professed how much I loved him. Said, like, you're my hero. You're the reason I do what I do. Like, thank you so much, Michael, for everything. And thanks for showing me how to dance, how to be, how to believe in myself, how to I don't know, how to shine, and that made him cry. Both crying to each other on the phone. And he ended the whole phone call conversation with something along the lines of, hey, Zac. And I like stopped crying for a second. He's like, isn't it awesome? And I was like, what? And he goes, dreams really do come true, don't they? And I was like, I was like, Michael, you can't say things like that. You're killing me, man. You're killing me. What a sweet story. Thank you.
Now, in terms of circus and the world of circus, oddly, Hugh Jackman, this isn't your first foray. You did some fine clown work earlier in your life, didn't you?
I was a clown at kids' parties.
Now, I think we've got a picture of Coco.
This
is Coco.
It's a rented costume. Coco and Bozo. We really put zero thought into this, but I could juggle at the time, and I was very good with a 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds party. Because they really just dress up, you're done, right?
Yeah.
And I remember once getting a little cocky and I did an 8-year-old's birthday party. All you're hired to do is to keep the kids occupied for an hour. We've got some mums and dads here, so that mums and dads can drink, right? So about 5 minutes into my shtick, this little 8-year-old kid, who I hate to this day, stands up. Mom! Dad! This clown is crap! shut up, kid. And I pull out the thing. I would juggle eggs. I could juggle eggs, and then occasionally I would crack one. And so I just said, "Here, kids, eggs." And they were throwing eggs at me. I literally walked out, took off that wig, and I never went back again. That was it. That was it. No more
But
coke.
your skills are because obviously in things like the Prestige, you had to learn special skills,
Yep.
and you can properly juggle, can't you?
I used to be able to juggle.
Because tonight, because it's The Greatest Showman, you know, we were thinking about people's skills and special skills.
Yeah.
So, there's things. Can you juggle those things? Like there's
Right.
No, yeah,
Sure.
do that would be good. There's a selection of fruit. If you want to juggle a selection of
All right.
fruit,
Should we go oranges?
go oranges.
All
Go
right,
oranges.
we'll go oranges.
Oh, you really can. Tricks. You need to. Oh, I got one. There you go.
Same time. Health and safety.
I turn now to Zendaya. Now you've got a physical thing you can do.
Oh, yeah.
Not the farting.
Oh, no. It wasn't me!
Tell me
It
this.
was not me. Just
But it was not me.
I'm really excited.
And tell me this, Zendaya, in terms of the trapeze skills, I mean, do you still have them? So if, for instance, there was a trapeze, could you just slip your shoes off and get on a thing and just go nuts?
You know, I didn't really wear my trapeze outfit today. The heels are a little difficult. Okay.
Is that a no?
I mean,
Oh, is it a yes?
maybe. Listen, guys, I hate to let people down, but I do not have my stunt team here. And I do not want to hurt myself.
We got you. Oh, no. We got you.
I swear to let people down.
Well, thank you very much.
What? Yeah, no, the only thing I can do is wiggle my ears.
See, already we're thrilled. Oh, you're really doing it.
Oh, the legit.
Oh, she's doing it. That is impressive. Well done. Now, Zach, you've been very generous with your skills on the show. We've seen you controlling the ball, and then you did the pole work the last time. So
snap.
I know that was impressive. We haven't turned that photograph. He did that. Yeah.
That's for real.
Yeah. But now tonight,
My pole dance.
tonight you bring us something very special. So, what special skill, what party trick have you brought for us?
It's nothing at all. It's so
I couldn't do it. In fairness, I don't know what it is, but
it wasn't built up. Now after that, my mom taught me how to like blow bubbles of spit. I think.
now we're talking. So now, because I'm not sure. So what?
Wow.
So I don't know how well this will go. If it was to go as well as possible, what should we expect to see? Oh no! All the things are happening. I can see it.
Your spit has to be just the right consistency. My mom taught me how to do this. She's gonna be so embarrassed.
Here we go. This is it. Oh, I saw it.
I can form one.
Okay, here we go.
Last try.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't do it. Your spit has to be just right. I don't know what you have to eat. Mom, I wish my mom was around. She could. Okay, man. Freaking A.
We've been let down by spitball. Yeah. Didn't know the greatest spitball. One more go. Oh, I saw that one.
Oh, you're on a roll.
Yeah. majority of our audience tonight have any talents. So we asked what skills they have to offer us tonight. I've got some of their answers here. Where's Lucy? Where's Lucy? Now, Lucy, I don't understand your thing. So you can do eggy-peggy language?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we demonstrate this?
So I can translate anything into eggy-peggy.
Or just a phrase?
Any phrase.
Okay,
In any
Hugh Jackman,
language.
do you have a phrase that you would like to hear in eggy-peggy? I know no more than you.
Zendaya never farted on the set of The Greatest Showman.
Zirgan dega yarga narga varga farg tergit organ darga sarga arga tharga murga virgi.
I don't know if that was good or not. I don't know if it was good, but... Where's Ash? Where's Ash? Ash, what can you do?
Spin on my head.
You're the spin on the head guy. Okay, that's very good. So hang on. We might see you later, but we won't see it right now. So that's Ash who can spin on his head. Where is Tora? Now, Tora does an impression. Just the one. Do you just do the one, right?
No. Yes.
What, is there more?
Yes.
I love Gabby Friend here. How many... What else can Tora do?
Tell them. Well, I used to be able to do the Queen.
Well, what happened?
Well, she got older and I can't do her anymore.
So what are you going to give us?
I'm going to give you Sybil Fawlty.
For all Fawlty Towers. Okay. So Tora is Sybil Fawlty from Fawlty Towers.
Polly, would you get Manuel for me?
Where's Mike? Now, Mike might be a good companion trick for your moving ears.
Oh, okay.
Mike can, it says here, uniquely fold his tongue.
Oh.
Okay. So we're not going to get nice and close to Mike's mouth. Okay. And here we go. Mike folding his... Oh, he's having some problems. Oh, no. Oh, are they your own teeth? They are. Don't get sick, Mike. No. Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay. No, in fairness, professionals are having trouble. So
Never do a trick with your tongue on this show.
yeah.
I do a mean Wolverine.
Let's see your mean Wolverine then. That's good. Who knew that was coming? Oh, well done, all the talented people in our audience. Very good.
Why didn't I think of that?
I know.
No, he had the ends of his fingers going there.
Pretty good. Hey, let's meet my next guest. We first met this BAFTA-winning actress on Coronation Street, then as one half of Scott and Bailey, but she truly gripped the nation in the monster hit Dr. Foster. Please welcome Saran Jones! More kissing. There you go. It's so showbiz. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Or Eve or something, whatever it is.
Mike's making me a bit nervous with the tongue thing.
I'm not sure what that was.
I'm not sure if it's special.
What?
Folding, is that special?
I don't know.
Folding your
He
tongue
looked a
back?
bit like a dog that had peanut butter. It was
Lead with the Wolverine mark. Lead with that. That's
So,
the one.
Saran, did you meet people backstage? No, you weren't back here.
No.
We tried, but she wouldn't see anyone.
No, I was too nervous. I get very nervous before I come on things, so I was kind of hiding.
do you?
Yeah, we have met before.
I know,
though.
we met in Broadway at the river.
Yeah.
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 Good memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, with my husband as well.
Is this mean of me?
Because it was addressed by my friend Kush.
Yeah. This might be mean of me, but like, because people, you know, we give interviews, people ask us stupid questions, we answer them, da da da. So in 2013, do you remember you were asked in a questionnaire what your greatest weakness was?
If I wasn't sat next to you, Jack, I would answer you, but you're going to say it anyway.
I am, yes. You said coffee, and Hugh Jackman. What are the chances? Now look.
But then I went on to marry someone who also loved you. And when we met, he was winding me up before we met. And he was getting knives and putting them on his hands. And saying, when I meet Hugh, I'm going to do this, because he loves Wolverine. Right. And we had a massive argument, because I said, why would you do that? Why can't you say, you were great in the play, nice to meet you? Why would you get knives out? and embarrass me? And then we met, and my husband didn't say boo to a goose, stood in a corner, and we went, hi, how are you? And then was so disappointed that you weren't like Wolverine. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You were
I'm
just
gonna
really
sing my
nice.
kind of-
Yeah.
Much better.
Sorry, Lawrence.
Now, here's the thing. I think it's extraordinary because you walk out to that mighty roar, and you, as an actress, you were in the most popular show in Britain. You were in Coronation Street, then Scott and Bailey, everyone loved that. But Dr. Foster, you must have thought, I'm really famous. And then Dr. Foster came along.
I know, it's just gone mental.
Yeah.
I've not done a show where people have just been behind it. And also because you couldn't binge watch it, you had to watch it once a week.
Yeah.
It had that kind of water cooler effect. And you know, for a character that was quite mental at times, especially in season 2,
Yes.
yeah, people loved it.
But also, it was quite graphic. So that must have been odd for you then, just around Jones doing your shopping.
I remember, well, I've told you this before, but I was in the woods with my 2-year-old, nearly 2-year-old, and I'd done this big hate sex scene where there was lots of, you know, things going on in the kitchen. And
The old hate sex thing.
Yeah. I hope they wiped down the surfaces after that. Because it needed a good Dettol in. And you do these scenes and you're just kind of like, and I'm with my son, and my son's just wants to pick up sticks or, sing songs with me in the woods, and then people coming past saying, saw you last night in that scene, that was quite some, and I'm like, yeah, like not now.
Not appropriate.
This little piggy went to market.
Yeah, literally. You are not resting. You are not resting because you're straight back to work, presumably in the new year, in rehearsals. A new play. It's called Frozen.
Not the Disney version.
No.
Yes.
Yes. I think that poster is good enough to avoid confusion.
Yeah, I'm not in a fancy dress outfit yet.
Where's Olaf? It starts on 21st of February. It's at the Theatre Royal Haymarket in London. And it's not just you, it's a really starry cast. It's Jason Watkins and Nina Sosanya, is it?
Sosanya, yeah.
Sosanya, who, oddly, they're both in W1A together.
I know, which is a comedy, and again, ours isn't really a comedy.
No, this sounds quite, yeah.
Yeah, it's a psychological thriller, three-hander, and it's about a woman who loses her child goes missing, and then she gets the opportunity to meet the person that was responsible for that.
And I read somewhere where how you feel, because you're a newish mom,
yeah,
that has kind of affected your brain. When you read a script like this, a kind of a different switch has been flicked.
Do you know, I don't know how you guys feel, but so when I became a mum or I was pregnant, I was attracted by like missing children Because I've done 3, like Dr. Foster, and then I'm in a Sky Atlantic thing called Save Me, and that's about a missing child, and then Frozen is about missing. So I must have been in a headspace where it was like the total opposite to what I was so happy in my marriage and having a new baby that I was drawn to these really dark stories. I mean, it does stop after this one. I'm not going to continue to do that. But it's
I wonder what happens in this surrounding project.
Another child goes missing. Yeah.
She's got a kid, not for long. But now, Coronation Street, how long were you in Coronation Street?
4 years.
4 years. I presume, do you have any clue what for? Hugh Jackman knows what it is. Zendaya, Zach, no.
I've heard of it. Yes. Yeah.
Because you were, that's a huge deal to get a gig in Coronation Street.
Oh, God. I mean, I'm northern working class. All my family just loved Coronation Street. And I used to audition all the time, like almost every week, because this theatre school that I went to, they'd just get all the kids in to audition all the time. And they were trying to find a part for me. And my Nana Bertha and my granddad Bob were like, Spielberg, Coronation Street. Ooh, Coronation Street. There's no comparison. And then, of course, I got it. And
It's been all downhill since then.
Would you not go back?
Yes.
Because Karen MacDonald, she loved a good rock. Karen
She did,
MacDonald.
yes.
But a lot of them with her husband Steve. Look at that. Look at it. Vicious edge there. Then some of them in the pub. Guessing this is St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, God.
That's a good fight. Now, sadly, no one told her she was in shot. She's just planning her menu for dinner.
Yeah.
She's like, I've got carrots in. I could do something. And then this, of course, was the big final fight. Now, was it that you weren't supposed to be doing this, were you?
No, my Eunice.
No, these soaps are serious business.
No kidding around.
So my stunt double, Eunice, she was meant to be doing that. And then a car ran over her ankle. So she got sent off, and the ambulance said, turn up. And we were on the green room. And of course, they should have sent us all home, but being budget and all that, they said, Eunice has gone to hospital and she can't do the stunt now, so can you do it? And of course, I'm 22.
You're nearly finished.
Yeah, you're nearly finished. I'm 22 and I think, I'm going to get the sack if I don't. So I went, what have I got to do? And they said, we're just going to hang you over the building and Tracy's going to smash you with a log.
Is this a hate sex scene?
No, this is different.
I like that Tracy just found a log. What
In the liquor factory.
Yeah. Oh, this log that's in the liquor factory.
It's very Game of Thrones.
Now, tonight we're collecting people's special skills. We've seen some marvellous skills.
Yeah.
And so what might you delight, if we're at a party, what would you delight people with?
I haven't done it for a long time, but I used to do a velociraptor impression.
She is pissing on you all. We haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen it yet.
It's my favorite.
Exactly.
We haven't seen it yet. But
Yeah.
okay, so what do you need anything for this?
Maybe these shoes off.
Okay, do
Probably.
you need help with that? Or
No. I know that I can get them off. It's, the famous scene where the velociraptor is looking for the children
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
in the kitchens.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I do know. Yes, yeah.
I kind of reenact that. I mean, be kind to me. Imagine there's some children that I'm running after and they're all scared. It's usually I'm doing that at a party and there's lots of kids.
Okay. Do you need to jump on a table or anything?
No, I just need a bit of space. This is good.
Okay, she's an actress. Just explore the space.
Yeah.
Explore the space. Lovely.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Oh, she's happy. She's happy. Should I get out of the way? No, I'm okay here?
No, because you can be part of it.
Okay. We've got a little bit of music.
Oh, yeah. Goodbye, Korea.
star for over 30 years and now gives a career-defining performance as the great Winston Churchill in Darkest Hour. Our small Oscars. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Gary Oldman! Well done. Double congratulations to Gary Oldman. Not only are you getting amazing reviews, but you've also just got married.
I did get
Yes.
married. I got married in August, and I proposed to my wife Giselle as on the set of Darkest Hour. So I was dressed as Winston Churchill when I.
That's hot. Yeah. Well, she said yes to that.
She said yes, and it was. We had talked about it, but I don't know. The urge took me, and we went into the map room. In the war rooms.
Yes.
We went into the map room and I said, "Will you marry me?" And she said yes. And then someone said, "Gary, we need you on the set."
Now, we were talking about musicals, obviously, tonight, with The Greatest Showman. And I did not realise, Gary Oldman, that one of your first jobs, you were in Cabaret, the musical Cabaret.
Yeah.
But it wasn't plain.
Plain
sailing.
No. You all know this. The outgoing song, I had a cappella, 5-part harmony, and the outgoing song's last note is my starting note. And I would take it from the piano, and I would be backstage, hear the note, come out, set up, the lights would come up, and I would start singing. And these 5 Boy Scouts were all, around the campfire thing. And one night, only one night, thank heavens, but instead of taking the note from the piano, the trumpet in the band, the trumpet drowned it out. So I took the note from the trumpet, which is the same note, but it's pure. It's not the same as the piano. And I get the note in my head, come out, and I start singing, and I realise I've started an octave too high.
Oh no!
And then it goes up a tone. You know the song I'm talking about, do you? Yeah. The sun on the meadow is back in the day I could. I was only 20. So I started singing and suddenly realised, oh my God, I'm so off. And then it went up another tone. And there's these 5 guys who had by then stopped harmonising. I was just going. So yeah, that thing of I'm there singing, with veins. And these 5 backs to the audience, just doing this. But you've.
I remember I was in an amateur production of West Side Story in the eastern suburbs of Sydney, and I had the role of Tony, and it's a very high tenor role, and I'm a baritone, a high baritone. At the time, I could not sing those notes. And I said, guys, I can't sing the notes, you'll be fine. I said, but I can't sing that, you'll be fine. And every night I would go out there, there was 3 performances. Every night. I went out there, Maria, Maria, Maria. And I would go, pointing to the sound guy in the wings, like, you've let me down. Every night, the sound guy in the wings is like,
Listen, This movie, Darkest Hour, I mean, it's fantastic reviews. Joe Wright directed it. It opens here on the 12th of January. And it's a very specific time in the war for Winston Churchill.
Yeah, it's really 5 or 6 weeks, 1940. Neville Chamberlain has resigned from the premiership. Churchill steps in. There are troops in Dunkirk, which, there's fear that we'll lose 300,000 soldiers in Dunkirk. And also on the table is a peace deal with Hitler, and it deals with not only the crisis in Dunkirk, but whether we will capitulate and basically surrender and do a deal with Hitler. So it's a very specific, a very defining moment.
Sort of pivotal moment, yeah.
In our history and also in Churchill's career.
And we'll talk about it some more, but let's show people just a bit of your transformation into Winston Churchill.
Yes.
Nothing inglorious in trying to shorten a war that we are clearly losing.
Losing! Europe is still...
Europe is lost. And before our forces are wiped out completely, now is the time to negotiate in order to obtain the best conditions possible. Hitler will not insist on outrageous terms. He will know his own weaknesses. He will be reasonable.
When will the lesson be learned? When will the lesson be learned? How many more dictators must be wooed, appeased, good God, given him mixed privileges, before we learn? You cannot reason with a tiger when your head is in its mouth.
One of the, because often in things like this, the makeup, the wigs can get in the way, and it's beautiful.
Well, I think it's, I would say it's a benchmark in prosthetic makeup.
And would it take hours? Would it take hours, or?
The whole thing took 4 hours.
Okay. So it's a face, it's the fat suit.
And the clothes.
Yes.
But
the attention to detail, the cigars, you chose the special cigars.
I did, and I used to smoke. I don't smoke anymore, and I got nicotine poisoning because I was on about 12 a day. I went through $30,000 of cigars on the set, so because they're crazy. I mean,
how much are cigars?
They're 50 quid to pop.
You're kidding.
And I would do about 12 of them a day. So I got nicotine, but I basically had a bad stomach for the 3 months I was on the show. And we had a Christmas break, and everybody went off and decorated their Christmas trees and went out shopping. And I went and had a colonoscopy.
For the man who was everything.
That was my Christmas.
So you felt sick every day, pretty much, then?
Yeah, it was. I think it was the compression in the suit, dehydration, the cigars, and it was it's a price to pay. But
wow.
And can I just say something? Because I really admired what you said about Michael Jackson. I would never forgive myself, Gary, if I didn't tell you you are one of the greatest actors to have ever lived. You're one of my inspirations.
Oh.
If you have not seen The Darkest Hour, you will see one of the greatest actors alive give one of the greatest performances of one of the great British characters of all time. It is astonishing.
So much.
selection of special skills on the show tonight. And Gary, you brought us a real treat. Am I right to say it's something physical?
Yes, it's
Yes,
physical.
it's physical.
I don't know if it's very special.
Do you want to tell us what we're going to watch, or should we just see it?
Yes, it's my wife actually recorded it on an iPhone in the trailer, and it's Winston Churchill doing James Brown.
This sounds special.
It's a new level.
So here is Winston Churchill. This is so many layers. This is so meta now. It's Gary Oldman does Winston Churchill doing James Brown for the Oscar. Musical performance, I know, another one. Tonight. But before we do, I wonder, could you channel your best P.T. Barnum and give us a sort of recap of some of the talented people we've met tonight? We've got you a top hat and a cane, wherever they are. Here they are. Here's top hat and a cane. So if you go to kind of the central ring,
You got it.
Okay, we've got. If you go into here.
Yes.
Okay. And, do any twirly, caney business if you want to.
It's a great hat. Thanks, Greg. Good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, here we go.
Where are we? Ladies and gentlemen, it is New Year's Eve on the world's greatest talk show. You have been scintillated. You have been titillated. And there I said, you have been at times utterly nauseated. You've gagged at the mysterious Zach and his sensational spitballs. You've swayed at the exotic beat of Zendaya's wiggling ears. Yes. You've thrilled, ladies and gentlemen, to the savage beauty of the merciless Tyrannosaurus. You have trembled at the terrifying power of Mike's Wolverine. Yeah. You marveled at Winston Churchill grooving to the Godfather of Soul. You've watched an old bearded man drink like a fish and pay no attention to his guests. But in the end, ladies and gentlemen, all you really wanted to see was a man spinning on his head. Take it away, Ash. Ladies and gentlemen, all human life is here on the greatest show in the world.
Thank you, Thank you, Ash. Thank you, all the talented people. Excellent. It is now time for music. And what better way to end the show than a show-stopping number from this trio of West End divas. Performing one night only, please welcome the fabulous leading ladies.
Want all my love and my devotion. You want my love and soul right on my line. I have no doubt that I could love you forever. The only trouble is you really don't have the time. You've got one night only, one night
I know, really. I should have got some Ferrero Rocher. Well, thank you so much for doing that. That, of course, is from the album, which is out now, Songs from the Stage,
Yes,
which has done so well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I know. Clever Beverly thought of it. You thought of it, didn't you? It was your idea.
Well, do you know what? You've got some bigging up to give yourself, and high five yourself in the
Am I
mirror.
getting some kerching?
You. It was right here that I saw Amber perform, and the idea went bing. So yeah.
Wow.
So that's where it all came from. And then I saw CJ, and I was like, Bing again.
Yeah.
We should do something together.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it's one of those things, it's like one night only. I mean, is this going to be an ongoing thing? Because Amber, you're out of here.
Yeah.
It was really lovely. Goodbye.
No, we've had so much fun doing it. You know,
Yeah.
we're just trying to see like what this album is going to do. We don't really know what this is exactly, but we know that we like the way that it sounds and the way that it feels, and we're having fun.
Well, hopefully this goes on for ages because people are loving it. The leading ladies, everybody. That's nearly it. But before we go, we do have time for just a visit to the big red chair. And as it's Hogmanay, we're looking for stories with a New Year's resolution or a New Year's theme. So who's up first? Hello. Hi. Keeping it simple. You may produce a dove. Okay. So, what's your name?
My name's Lauren.
Lauren, lovely. And where are you from, Lauren?
I'm originally from Canada.
But you live here now?
I do.
What do you do, Lauren?
I run a legal advice center.
Oh, posh job. And what's your New Year's resolution?
Not to get pissed on New Year's.
Oh, I think this will be a lot of people's New Year's resolution. Okay, off you go with your story.
So a few years ago, I decided to bite the bullet and brave the cold for 12 hours to experience New Year's Eve in Times Square. It's about 20 minutes before the big ball drop. When the guy in front of me whallops me in the face, I immediately fall to the ground, but to my dismay, the guy next to me is peeing into a bottle. My head hits the bottle, and he pees all over my head. I'm standing.
To my dismay. Somebody's pissing on your head. I'm so dismayed.
How they stand there for that long. Like, where does everyone use the restroom? What do they?
Yeah.
You just pee.
A friend of mine is a cop and works, Brian, he works there. And
Everyone's going to
you have to
bottles?
go in at 4 o'clock if you want to be near the front. And you are told as you come in, you are not allowed to leave to go to the bathroom. Everyone's like, yeah. And it's, about 8 o'clock, everyone's like, I need to go. No, we told you. And so they have to, in bottles.
Okay, quick, we're ignoring the people. Who's up next? Who's up next? Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm grand, thanks. And yourself?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. What's your name?
Lauren,
Lauren, are you from...
Australia.
Oh, Australia, okay. Yes. No, Australia's good. Australia's good. Do you live here now?
Yeah, I live in London now.
Okay, and what do you do, Lauren?
I'm a corporate affairs assistant.
Oh my God! Honestly, the posh people are out tonight. New Year's Eve, cool. Lauren, what's your New Year's resolution?
My New Year's resolution is to invest in better underwear.
Ooh. Good start to a story. Good start to a story. I was dismayed to find. Off you go with your story.
So this is my first public humiliation. I was blossoming into a voluptuous young woman. I was very self-conscious about it. My family knew that, and obviously as Australians, they decided to tease me incessantly. Anyway, we go away to a beach holiday. We're all in bikinis. I'm getting teased on the beach for my big boobs. And I'm in a horrible mood. We go back to the house to have a shower before dinner. I go to the bathroom and I see my cousin, who's a lot more voluptuous than I was. I see her bikini there. So I was like, oh, put her bikini on, show everyone, and they'll be like, oh, we can't tease you anymore. Your boobs aren't that big. So I put it on. put the towel around me, strut out to the lounge room where everyone is, whip the towel off, strut into the room, just stand there, hand on my hips. I'm like, I told you they weren't that big. And then there's this weird shocked silence. And then they all started screaming, covering their faces. And I was like, this is really rude. And then I looked down and I forgot to put on the bottoms.
Good story. Hello, sir.
Hello,
Hi, what's your name?
Simon.
Simon, lovely. And what do you do, Simon?
I'm an insurance broker.
Okay. There had to be one. And what's your New Year's resolution?
To get some better friends.
Okay. We can't flip him now, can we? Simon, he's alone. Okay, off you go with this story.
Well, a long time ago, I had a bad knee injury playing rugby. And I needed an operation, and luckily I had some private health care, so I had a room to recover in. I was recovering in my own room the day after the operation, feeling pretty sorry for myself. And I knock on the door, and it's the surgeon who's operated on me. He comes in, and he opens up the huge bandage on my left leg and said, okay, well, it's looking good, but you need to stay still for an hour or so, let the wound breathe, and I'll be back, or one of the nurses will be back to dress it. So just stay put. So I said, fine. So he leaves. A couple of minutes later, there's a knock on the door. Round the corner come two of my mates, clutching a bag of half-eaten grapes, sporting some grinning faces, and clutching a pretty graphic porn mag. So it was no animals, but it was not far short. So they see my predicament. I'm lying there, I can't move, and they don't say a word. They proceed to take this magazine apart and stick every picture inside it, on my bed, on the window, on the sheet that the nurses will use to check my recovery. Put in there. And their parting gift was to press the nurse's button.
That's not a good story. Well done, everyone. If you don't join us on the show and have a go in the red train, you can contact us via website. It's delicious. And that is it for tonight. Please say a huge thank you to my guests, the leading ladies. Zac Efron, Zendaya, Hugh Jackman, Saran Jones, and Mr. Gary Oldman. We're back on the 12th of January with a very special show devoted to two of our greatest actors, Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep. Can't wait. Till then, have a very happy New Year, everybody. Good night, everyone.
Graham's actually back before that with his Good Guest Guide on the 5th of Jan at 10:35. His good guests include Dame Julie Walters and Ricky Gervais. Now, our VIP guest for the evening is Nile Rodgers and Chic, and they're here live on BBC One next to ring the new year in disco style.